New York in the end, a minor hand injury wound up making Mickey Callaway's decision for him. With pitcher Corey Oswalt due up and the potential go-ahead run on base in the fifth inning of New York's 6-4 victory over the Padres at Citi Field on Wednesday afternoon, the Mets manager had little choice but to turn to a pinch hitter in an attempt to win the game. Yet on the day the Mets announced that star outfielder Yoenis Cespedes will undergo season-ending heel surgery, the choice stood at odds with the team's commitment to the future. As they spend the next few months deciding whether to embark upon a multi-year rebuild, the Mets must decide what is more important, winning games or developing young players such as Oswalt. View full game coverage given chances to do the latter on Wednesday. The Mets instead focused on winning at any cost. The result was their first series win since May 1820 against the D-backs, with Oswalt lasting just long enough to pick up his first career victory. Video, SD at NIM. Oswalt punches out Jankowski in the first. It was special, especially against them, said Oswalt, a Southern California native who grew up a Padres fan. Everybody back home was watching this one definitely. It was a good team win. Working quickly through the game's first 5 innings, Oswalt cracked for a run in the second inning and an Austin Hedges solo homer in the fifth that outfielder Brandon Nimmo caught, but only after it caromed off of the wall above the home run line. The Mets were trailing by 1 when Oswalt's spot in the batting order came up in the bottom of that inning, with 2 men on base and 1 out. In his previous at-bat, Oswalt had jammed his hand, making the Mets' decision easy. Rather than let Oswalt take his hacks, Callaway turned to pinch hitter Phillip Evans, who cracked a game-tying single to left. The next batter, Amed Rosario, hit a 2-run single, giving the Mets a lead they would not relinquish. But Callaway indicated that even if Oswalt were not injured, the right-hander should be fine by his next start. He would avert on the side of going for the win. Video, SD at NIM. Rosario plates 2 on single to center. There's going to be 50 factors on why we make a decision like that, Callaway said. Today, we probably would have done what we did because we had a guy off the bench that's been hitting lefties pretty good. Oswalt, as good as he has been, is still a young kid, and we have to make sure that we take care of him as well. In another nod toward the present, not the future, Callaway started veteran infielder Jose Reyes at third base over Jeff McNeil, who walked in his lone plate appearance as a pinch hitter in the 7th. Another veteran, Jose Bautista, hit a 2-run homer off Padres starter Clayton Richard in the 6th. Video, SD at NIM. Bautista clobbers a 2-run homer to left. Good homestand, Callaway said. Taking 2 out of 3 is nice, and I think that's our stepping stone to where we want to get. Going forward, the Mets will not always be so committed to the present. After announcing Cespedes' surgery on Wednesday morning, Assistant General Manager John Ricco admitted that the news could affect the way the Mets build their team this offseason and beyond. But for now, New York appears committed to Reyes, Bautista, and others, even at the expense of playing time for their younger teammates. You still have to manage the game, obviously, Callaway said, and try to win a game. Moments that mattered with Jury's Familia traded to the A's. Robert Selman figured to receive most of the safe chances down the stretch for the Mets. But on Wednesday, Callaway decided to use Cellman in a higher leverage spot, with a potential tying run at bat in a 2-run game in the 7th. Following a walk of pinch hitter Corey Spangenberg, Cellman retired the next 2 batters without issue. Video, SD at Nim. Cellman retires as Wahei to retire the side. Anthony Swarzak followed with a 2-inning save, striking out 3 and allowing 1 hit. Video, SD at Nim. Swarzak retires Spangenberg to earn the save. We have to get creative, Callaway said of his bullpen. I think we could use guys in high leverage situations to kind of snap things out when we need to. We've got guys that can go multiple innings if we need to. That's the way we've got to do it with our personnel. Sound smart. Bautista's home run was the 339th of his career, matching Tino Martinez, Dave Parker and Boo Powell for 99th on the all-time list. Only 5 active players have more homers than Bautista: Albert Pujols, Adrian Beltre, Miguel Cabrera, Edwin Encarnacion and Nelson Cruz. He said that that's awesome, because that's been a struggle for us to win a series and come up with some big hits there and come from behind. It's been really positive. That's fun. That's impressive. And it gives us confidence going forward. Nimmo, on the Mets' first series win since May 18, 2010, a replay of the day. The degree of difficulty on Nimmo's catch in the 5th inning was high. But ultimately it didn't count, as a replay review showed that Hedges' ball caromed off the left field fence above the orange home run line before settling into Nimmo's glove. Originally ruled out, Hedges trotted around the bases with a homer. Video, SD at Nim. Hedges homers to center after review. I just went up for it, and then I heard the ball hit the, I guess it's kind of like a metal, I'm not sure what kind of metal, but a little metal piece right above the orange line, Nimmo said. All I knew was that I had the ball in my glove, so I was just like, well, I'm going to play it like I caught it. I know they have replay, so I know they'll check it. But all I knew was I jumped up and the ball ended up in my glove, so I was just going to go with that for as long as they would let me. Up next, Mets head to Pittsburgh to begin a 4-game series on Thursday at PNC Park, with Steve and Matt starting the 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time opener for New York. Matz is 0-3 in his past 3 starts. McNeil should get his first chance in the starting lineup, and he will face Pirates right-hander Nick Kingham. Anthony DiComo has covered the Mets for MLB.com since 2007. Follow him on Twitter at Anthony DiComo, Instagram, and Facebook.